I don't like using alignments for any of my games, for any of my systems, and the reason is, back in the day, I started playing in 3.5. 3.5 had alignment heaviness. It used to always just say, hey, you gotta use this alignment. These alignments actually affect certain spells, magic items, classes, and a lot of the times the GMs were very heavy-handed of like, well, hey, this is your alignment, so you need to think about what your character would do. Your character wouldn't necessarily do this because of your alignment. Now, alignments were really set up as a guideline for your character, kind of a way for you to know how to roleplay them. It's almost like a code of ethics for your character. And there's a really interesting video by Hunter, who I will link below, who talked a lot about alignments and using them in the positive aspects of them. It was a very good video, a lot of amazing points. Be sure to go check it out and follow them. But with me, when I started playing these games and these alignments were put in, I suddenly felt boxed in. I noticed a lot of other people did too, because people just get this underlying concept where, okay, this is my guideline for my character, I have to play by it. And it started turning into these strange conversations of, I really want my character to do this, but unfortunately they're lawful, so they wouldn't really try to go against the law. It really goes against the whole ethos that I've set up for the character because of this alignment. And I started hating that. I couldn't stand it. I was like, it doesn't matter. Your character is complex. People are complex. You could have a law-abiding person who would break the law if they felt it was necessary to save someone's life or thwart a villain, that kind of thing. Yes, somebody would probably be fairly lawful. They would probably follow most of the laws that they agree with. But if there are laws that they don't agree with, countries that they're not necessarily from, and they don't agree with those laws, then no, just because they're lawful doesn't mean that they would follow them. And so this alignment was creating this artificial box that people were putting themselves in, even though the alignments themselves were strictly set up to be guidelines for your character. So I started ditching alignments. I was like, to hell with that. Roleplay your character how it's going to be. You're multifaceted. It really doesn't matter. Did I have to adjust a few things in 3.5? Of course I did, because a lot of it was built around alignments. Even Pathfinder has a lot of stuff where if it's a lawful or a good or something like that, things do additional damage. So I have had to do a little workaround, but I found that the role-playing was just so much better. Suddenly everybody was role-playing their character in such unique ways. It didn't have this constraint. Even in our first campaign, we had one character, Borodon. Now, Umberto was playing this character very much to be a lawful dwarf. And he hit this one point in the campaign where I didn't realize that he was playing with the alignment mindset. I said, don't worry about alignments. But he's like, well, my character is lawful and I don't think this is really how he would go about this, but I don't like that. I want him to, push back. I want him to just say, fuck it. I want him to relax a little bit. And I was realizing, what are you doing? Your alignment doesn't matter. This is your character. If your character is I'm so stressed out, I'm so burnt out, I don't care anymore about all this stuff, alignment out the window. Doesn't matter. So that's kind of my idea on alignments. Yes, they do have their place. They are very good sort of ideas and guidelines for people who are brand new to the game and don't really understand the concept of role-playing their character. And it's a great, sort of, when you go bowling, you have the railings along the side. I feel like alignments are fantastic for that. But I feel like it creates these artificial rule sets that people feel like they have to follow. So I got rid of them. So if you like alignments, by all means, continue playing with them and have a blast. But if you feel like I don't really like alignments, I don't like having them in my game, and I feel like it's constricting, get rid of them entirely, because I did for the last 5 years and it's been a hoot.